before we start, Joanne, I just want to thank you for all the work you've done. We really appreciate it. Thank you.
And I was so pleased to see so many videos and recordings of everybody. Like, I know you all were sort of petrified recording yourself and sending it in, but it was really nice when every week I'd log on and see that, you know, you were doing something, and anything is better than nothing. So I was so pleased to be able to continue. All right, welcome to our new bed.
Oh, hang on, I haven't got my glasses.
Yes. Actually, it's reminded me I need to warm up my arm.
Actually, this is probably better than me for you.
Oh, it's been great.
Yes, your arm's not to heal. Extra time.
Alright, we're on page 18 and we're going to do number 86, Tone Builder, as our very first song together in a long time.
Joanne, just tell me whether to go up or down. I've got no idea.
Okay, how about we just play our very first note of number 86 together? We'll just hold it as a long note, so big breathe together, play together, ready? Just the first note and hold. Ready, go. That one. Got it? Here we go. Let's play it on that note, starting together. And you can't see me breathe, can you? Here we go. 2, 3. Getting that tongue and air working together.
I'm groggy now. Getting hot and bothered in you.
You can open the window.
No.
Here we go. 87. Ready. 1 and 2 and 3 and. The key signature, those little flats at the beginning, there's one extra in number 87 than there is in number 86. So when you get to bar 4, you should have gone, oh, that one didn't sound very good. And I want you to play, if you can, the whole first 4 bars in one breath. If you can't play the first 4 bars in one breath, I want you to try and play 2 bars without stopping that air stream. Here we go, 87, ready, 1, and, sorry Wendy, pinky down, A flat.
Just checking the note.
2 and 3 and go. Very different in style. We are are slow, we are soft, we're trying to play lovely full-length notes and a full phrase. And this is in harmony, so it's a band arrangement. You may not be playing the same thing as the person or other sections around you. Here we go, 3 beats in a bar, 89. Oh, Mary, so sorry, so she doesn't clean his hands. Which one's the on button? Just pointed?
And click the and.
Yeah. Yeah. There we go, beautiful. And go. So 89. Smooth, lovely phrases. We're back in the other key signature now just to confuse you all a little bit more because that's what I like to do. Here we go. 89, counting to 3. 1 and 2 and 3. Was hoping everybody knew what they were doing by that point. Alright, so if you need to ask a question, please do, because I don't know what you don't know, if you know what I mean. Alright, number 90. We're doing a theme and variations where each variation has more notes on top of it than the variation before. We are going to play from the beginning, and we start very slowly because we know that the end is harder than the beginning, so start slowly.
Is that page 90?
No, song 90, 90.
90? Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I know it's harder. I'm actually mouthing like beats of the bar and stuff for you, which is really not helping at all. Is it?
I don't see it at all.
Old habits die hard. Here we go, ready? Number 90, we're going to start very slow. Sorry, Ray's just going to put back on his stand. Here we go, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. the end of that and go, that's actually really quite tricky under the fingers, and it's meant to be. It's meant to be a challenge for you. Because at this part of the book, if you've been following from the beginning, this is the hardest thing you've ever played. Okay, so don't expect that the finger pattern will just happen. This is where you would practice in parts. So you don't really need to practice the first 4 bars over and over and over, do you? You can practice it a few times and get it right. You would then go to variation 1 and go, okay, what's the trickiest part of variation 1? It's probably the 4th bar. Bum, 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 bum. And we had a new note the page before, which is in there as well, so you have to remember to put that in. Then we get to variation 2. Variation 2, the first bar is okay because that's our scale. Remember, we've been working up and down our notes in review and our scale. That's just the notes in review in order, but in a faster pattern. When you get to the very last bar though, that's the little tricky one. You would have to spend some time and you would start slowly. Ba, 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 ba. So can you play me the very last bar of song 90? Just the last bar, and we're going to do it nice and slowly. So the very last bar, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So this speed, ba, 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 ready, go. One more time, same thing, ready, set, go.
I'm playing the wrong bar.
Yeah, you are. I'm looking at your fingers going, you're not
Playing the second. I was also playing the second last.
There you go, so we're good.
Let's all play the last bar together. And I'm trying to pick what bar you're playing. I can't figure it out. Ready? The very last bar together, same speed. Ready, set, go. And a little bit faster. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Faster. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now that's faster than you need to play it. So you've now gone to 110%. When we play it, you only need to go to 100%. So you give yourself that little bit extra of I can play it faster. So if I get a bit funny, I'll be okay. From the beginning, bar 1, the whole song. 2 and 3 and go. The next section down. Does everyone understand how that works? Yes? No? Who's a maybe? They think they understand but they're not entirely sure?
What did you say?
Well, I've done most of the recordings, and
Yes.
the up or down is on the theory. So because
Right.
I kind of learn each note for each song, just to try and get recorded.
Yes.
Because I start about 3 or 4 weeks behind.
Yes, yeah.
And so, yeah, I can do a lot of work on my theory and my timing.
Right, yeah, and playing by yourself, playing in time is the hardest thing.
Yeah.
So with the DC al fine, the DC means da capo, and da capo means the top, the head of the music. And al fine means at the fine, the finish or the end. So when you see a DC al fine, the DC will be at the bottom of a piece of music. So you will play all the way through a piece of music, and you will get to the bottom and it says DC, da capo, so they want you to go back to the top, all the way back to the beginning. And then on the second time, you stop at the fine. When it says al fine, it means you stop at the fine. So you play from the beginning all the way to the end, and then you go back, if it says DC, al fine, back to the beginning and stop at the fine sign. So in number 91, the fine is at the end of the 4th bar. On the first time through, you don't stop there, you keep going. So you start from the beginning and you play all the way through, past the fine sign, all the way through the second line until you get to the end and it says DC al fine. You then go back to the beginning, play through and stop on the second time at the fine. Excellent, good. Let's play number 91. Did anyone pick which song this is?
Yeah.
Daylight will come and we wanna go home. Yeah, doesn't quite sound like that yet, but we'll get there. Alright, here we go. Big breath for the first note. 1, 2, 3, and. First note, play me just the first note.
Yeah, I'm
First note should be a B flat.
What is this?
It's a B flat.
It's a B flat.
Yeah. Play me just the first note. Ready, set, go. Together at the same time, I want you to play me just the first note. Nothing but the first note. Ready, set, go. Now we know what we are. Let's start together. Ready from the beginning. 1 and 2 and 3 and go. That's exactly right, that's what the DC is. So brass players, when you get to the end and you go back to the beginning, you need to take a big breath in because you're tired now, and then you've got to hit that top note at the beginning again. So big breath in there. All right, we are going to do now, just quickly recapping the new note on page 19. So we have what is a natural or a sharp. So we know every note, if you look at a keyboard or a piano, all of the white notes are natural notes, okay? And they are the ones that have no flats or sharps attached to it. So you need to add a sharp or a flat to either raise the note half a step or lower the note half a step. We are taking, for some of you, we're putting a sharp on a note, and for some of you, we're taking away a flat and making a natural note. So can you all play me your new note at the top of page 19? Ready, just that note together. Ready, set, go. So Ray, you should have F sharp, middle finger. Yep, together. Ready, set, go. Just the front row, ready, go. Second row, middle finger Kelly, F sharp. Ready, set, go. Anyone who's left, ready, go. Lower, Gail, lower. That's it. Alright, that is your new note. We're going to play number 92, and the second note should sound like that when we get to it. Here we go, 92, 1 and 2 and 3 and go. I'm not too worried about whether we got it right or not, as long as you all get what that note is. Yep, that's all we needed to know. We're going to move on now because we have a slightly shorter rehearsal so we can get everybody ready for the next group. We're going to have a look at the sheet music that we handed out. So we need to find, which one was I going to do first? Sakura is the first one we're going to do. So if you haven't printed out your sheet music and you can't find it, or you don't know where the email is, I can try and resend it to you. I'll just have to remember to do that. So, was there anyone else that Ray doesn't have the sheet in there.
Oh, I like this. 8, 12, 18, 22.
You're excited because you've got lots of rests.
Yeah. I know, I'm in town, but it's not playing tennis.
Alright. So this is, we've placed Sakura in our book 1. This is like an extended version of that. Okay, so it's a full band arrangement. The only things we really needed to check, and I know that you're going to be fabulous, is the E flat for clarinets. You know what an E flat is.
I know what it is.
Do you have the, did you get the emails or you just didn't print them or?
I don't think she's got this one. No. She hasn't got it.
So it was emailed to you in the lessons, in the... The problem is that we can't sort of have the photocopier out to run parts all the time. It's just, you know, more things where we're touching. Right, Mary, Gary.
Except I don't have a printer, Joanne.
You see from
I'll see if I can get some parts for next week.
Could I go to the library? Could I take my phone to the library and do it?
I don't know, honestly. You know, you can print it. I don't
You see
Oh, I
that?
haven't got a printer.
Alright. So this starts with lots of percussion, which we'll have next week.
Can you see?
What's up there doing that?
A little bit.
Oh,
Oh, I like that.
no, I think it's because we don't have a treble clef. But didn't I send you a tenor sax part?
We haven't got a computer working at the moment, so
Okay.
that's why I don't have it.
Alright, I'll see what we can do. Let's just play through this one so that we can have a go at it and then work on it further next week. So bar 1 and 2 is actually percussion. So bar 1 and 2 will be silent, and in bar 3 come in the amazing clarinet section. So some of you have lots and lots of rests. I will try and call out the bar numbers so you know where we are. Alright, nice and steady. So this is bar 1. Ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2. 2, bar 3. Just on we're at bar 9. Ready? 13, go. Did everyone get to 26? Yep. Here we are together. 26. On your marks. So we're going to bring the tempo. It should be a little bit slower than that. On the wood blocks will say ding, 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 ding. It's kind of what the percussion's doing roughly. 26. On your marks. Get set. 2, 3, go. way down there. We're just going to go back a little bit to the part where everyone's playing. Lovely full sounds from 26. We have forte. There's sort of 3 different rhythmic things happening at the moment, so make sure you're counting your part. The tricky bit where everybody got a little bit, oh, I'm not quite sure what I'm doing, was coming into bar 42. Some of you have tied notes across the bar. You need to count your 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, across like that, just counting nice and steady. Let's try back at 26 now. 26, nice full sound, not too fast. Try and play at least 2 bar phrases if you can, don't breathe every bar. 26, 2 and 3 and go.
Because I'm the only one playing.
That's all right, Jake, that's good. Here we go, 42 to the end. 2, 3, go. Yeah, so don't worry about the tie, just start right on the first G. 2, 3, and. Difficult to kind of play. We will do some more work next week. We'll look at all the parts and we'll work on how they sort of all work together. For now though, let's have a go at Carnival in Rio, which was the other one that was sent out as well. Now this is one, I have never ever done this with a band. I found it in these books that we have and I thought it looked kind of interesting. Gail, are you in treble clef or bass clef?
Treble.
And what part did I give you for these?
Tenor, B flat, tenor.
Right, okay, that's what I thought I did.
Yeah. What was one of them? No, earlier.
Alright, so you can imagine we've gone from our trip to Japan with our cherry blossoms. We're back in Rio now. This is obviously a different feel. Different key signature. Check your key signature. Kind of, yeah, snares off it says on the snare drum. Something like, you know, Rio-ish. Here we go, let's just play 3 starts with the bass line. Ready? 1 and 2 and 3 and go. You get too much rest. Ready? 1 and 2 and 3 and go. Good. We've lost our bass line. Can I have all the bass line people, which is tenor sax, and baseline people from the beginning. I think you're just playing it a little bit fast. Just the baseline. 2, 3, 4. Rest. Sorry, not the alto sax. Guys got the tenor part. All the people who start with a 1 beat note. 1, 2, 3, go. 1, rest. Play, 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 rest. Play. That's it. Good. Everyone from bar 1. Ready? Here we go. Bar 1. 1 and 2 and 3 and go. Rest. Rest. Ready? Go. Articulation at bar 5. Ta, 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 ta. So we're much lighter and bouncier. Can we all start, please, from... Let's go back to bar 5 so we can get this melody right. And we checked when you write key signature. Make sure you got all the flats that you need. Here we go, bar 5. 1 and 2 and 3 and go. Trumpets, play me your first note at bar 5.
Bar 5?
Bar 5. Oh. Just that's it. Play the A, go. Good. Ta, 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 ta. Like that. Ready? Here we go. Bar 5. 1 and 2 and 3 and go. Staccato, bop, bop, bop. Can I just have the last bar, please? Just the last bar. 2, 3, 4, 1. That's it. Can you go from the second last bar? Second last bar. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4, 1. And yes, you are correct, Gary. You would be playing through there.
Yeah.
Can you play from the third last bar? Ready? 1 and 2 and 3 and go. 2, 3, 4, 1. That's one. That'll do. Alright, so we're going to work on that a lot more. There are some parts in there for some of you flutes. There's some runs in there that are really quite tricky under the fingers. And that's the part that we can work on a little bit more, how that fits with everything in there. Make sure you're in the right key signature though. Okay, that's a big start there. Now we are finishing at 10:15, aren't we, to swap groups over. Okay, so what we're going to be working on are those two new pieces. I'll try and get some parts printed for those who don't have them for next week. Otherwise, that we're in the email if you can find them, like from many months ago. But they're the two. We also have Power Rock and Gallant March in our repertoire, which we might start with one of those easier ones next week. But I want you to just get a feel of how everyone's going and where you're up to. But that's what we're doing for now, continuing on from page 19 and working on our two new pieces. Happy?